Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. Here we are again. And this video is going to be an informal discussion on inflation. But first, you know I love to report the news. You know I love to do that. And I do it so badly. Kate and Prince William have a YouTube channel. So this is big news. So this will be very fun because we can compare and contrast Kate and William and Harry and Meghan. And Archie was 2 years old. I have heard from people who have actually seen Kate that she resembles a supermodel, which is super interesting because supermodels are a pretty new phenomenon. They were created maybe, 20 years ago? So not only is she married to Prince William, she is like a supermodel. So this is very fascinating. Okay, so now this video is just an informal discussion on inflation. Okay, last night, see, I burned my new candle down. About 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm sitting here in the kitchen, and you know what I was doing? I was eating the tea party food, and the power went off, and I've done very little cooking. I've been eating my tea party food, and I was watching my videos, and really I had to laugh because I am like a typical hairstylist. So you might be saying, well, Rhoda, what are you talking about? If you watch any hairstylist, I don't know why, they're all kind of the same. They love silk blouses. And I search around for them, you know. This smells so good. So I have a little chamomile tea. No calories, no caffeine. I've had terrible insomnia. Sorry I couldn't have looked more well rested, but I was exhausted, no sleep. That's my life. Sleeping pills don't help. Okay, so now let's just have like a formal discussion. Nothing heavy duty, but we're going to be looking at inflation and what this is going to mean for the average person because we're not all royalty. There was a slight method to the madness with the tea parties. I had this friend and her brother used to be my boyfriend, and she always used to go, Ruthie, what are you up to? Like I'm up to something. It wasn't that. Okay, now, inflation. Inflation is a measure of the rate of rising prices of goods and services in the economy, which just so happens to be the GDP. That means our entire economy. The price is going up. Goods and services. What else is there? You're either selling a good or you're selling a service. Okay. Now, what causes these generally is increase in production costs is costing more to produce these items, these goods. Raw materials is costing you more to get the wood to make the house or the lumber, or wages. So what do we have? We have an increase in the minimum wage, and so that should cause inflation to a certain extent. Another thing that will cause inflation is surge in demand. Okay, you know, during the fake shortages we had, you guys, I didn't care. I was paying $20 for a big package of toilet paper. I had to wipe my you-know-what, and I did not care. Also, I bought some kind of substandard stuff that I would never touch because I had to have it. And so that is one aspect of inflation we want to avoid. So, okay, so what they're predicting, and this seems right. Okay, inflation happens just as one generation gets old and their children are about to inherit their wealth. Inflation comes along and wipes it out. And you might think, well, how do these people work so hard all their lives and end up poor? poorer than ever. Well, a lot of it is inflation. I remember my mother-in-law, you know, saved money like crazy. The housing market crashed and her house was worth half as much. Then she died, and then she had estate taxes had to be paid. Okay, so let's talk about this 20%. And this is how the inflation gets you. It's not like today, 20%. No, over a 4-year period. So say you have $100, 20% will leave you with $80. You'd have $100, but your $100 would only buy 80%, $80 of goods and services. So, you know, that sounds bad enough. So then you say, okay, well, on a daily basis, on $100, that would be 71 cents a day. So this is how it sneaks up on you. $5 a week or $20 a month on $100. So that doesn't sound too bad, but it is. Okay, so instead of $1,000, you have $800. Instead of $2,000, you have $1,600. At the end of this 4 years with the 20% inflation. If you had $3, now you would actually have $2,400 purchasing power. And if you had $4,000, then you would have $3,200 worth of purchasing powers. In other words, you would be down to the extent that the person with the $1,000 had $800. So when you see it in actual, I'm a visual person myself. So here it is. Now, 71, so go to 100. So your 71 cents now becomes $7.10. $50 a week or $200 a month, which when you don't have that much money is a lot. Okay, the dollar will buy less product or smaller packages. That's one of the ways, and that's bad enough. All of a sudden, I saw raisins in this little package for $1, and I bought just recently packages this big. So now they're this big. But what is worse is lower quality products, especially when it comes to food. So to counteract that, if we cook our own food, which is a little bit more labor intensive, we're going to be better off. And then when you buy this lower quality food, you taste the difference. You go, wow, it tastes like crap. Because it is. Okay, and the reason the lower quality, it'd be like any cheaper product, if you can even find it. What was I looking for? Oh, you know those little tongs, you know, to get the sugar cubes? Forget it. Okay, and to reduce the cost of the production. So the items would become cheaper. Like the packages and bags would become cheaper. They want you to buy everything fresh. That doesn't last as long. To reduce the cost of cans. They hate cans. You know, the other day when it was yesterday when we had the release valve on the reservoir, I thought, you know, if something like that happens, you have to be prepared to be totally wiped out. Like I would have been lucky to get out of here with my life or my car. And it can happen to anyone. So if you cook your own food, you know what's in it, and you can protect yourself with better ingredients. That's protecting your health too. So then, since they're going to be aggressively giving us lower quality products, we want to pursue higher quality products or mid-range products or no products. You know, basically just buy food. Okay, so you could buy higher quality items by buying things in thrift stores that are actually an expensive item. Or, you know, you could buy food reduced. We'll get into that in a minute. Okay, so to get these higher quality food items, I went to the food pantry and they gave us food and it said 50% off on the packages, and it was good food too. It was from Vons. And so I realized when I did that, when I went there, and Walmart, that we went Tuesday and Thursday, so the food must have been reduced on Monday and Wednesday. So that's when we would want to shop. And then say to yourself, am I willing to go to the food bank, or do I want to be annihilated financially? Or would I be willing to shop at discount stores like Grocery Outlet or the 99-cent stores? Yeah, I would, because I don't want to be annihilated financially. If like there was an enemy who was coming and it was going to take them 4 years to get here and take 20% of our national wealth, people would defend their wealth with their lives, and they should. Okay, so now one of the best things you can do is stockpile food. Today I was eating my ham sandwiches I made, and I was eating cookies and tea. I had a lot of stuff that I had made in 3 days, so I didn't have to cook today. Okay, so now we want to reduce every single expense we possibly can now by 20% minimum, or altogether. Okay, like me, I have my car paid off, so now it's no trouble to get my credit cards paid off. And so now let's talk about food, basic food. Okay, what I do is when I find good deals, I buy cereal and milk for breakfast. I generally don't eat breakfast, but if I want to eat some cereal and milk, is there. Or eggs and toast, or pancakes, or French toast, something like that. Okay, now for lunch, and this had to do with the tea party thing, I like a sandwich and a small fruit or a small vegetable. Okay, if it's good enough for the queen. You know, you don't have to eat cookies, but if you make homemade cookies, they're really good. I have a really good recipe for a homemade applesauce cake I want to make. Okay, lunch, cereal, and milk. Sandwich and a small fruit and vegetable. Okay, now, at dinner, it's bread, which I will be making. I gave you guys all kinds of bread recipes. I'm going to put them on my Twitter. Bread, butter, so you have a little good fat, and milk. So I want to have access to 3 cups of milk a day. I could eat it on my cereal. Then for dinner, I want meat. So what I usually buy is chicken. They have the big bags for $5. So I told you guys for Mother's Day, I got a freezer. Well, guess what? The freezer won't be here for 2 weeks because out here people are still hoarding. A lot of us are never going to get over that. And another thing is we're preparing for inflation. So chicken, hamburger, and bacon. I use the bacon with bacon and eggs, or, you know, I put bacon in it. You guys have seen me. So meat, potatoes, sweet potatoes or rice, vegetables, and then I buy the big containers of cottage cheese and yogurt. And I am going to be finding those on sale. So see back here in my cranberry glass bowl. That's to do. Here's my lovely plants I got for Mother's Day. I'm enjoying them. It's dangerous. You can really ruin your plants. And these little plants, I bought at 99 cents only. And this waterfall, 99 cents only. I get a lot of good stuff there. Okay, so meat, potatoes, sweet potatoes, rice, vegetables, fruit, and yogurt, and cottage cheese. So I have a lot of dairy. So chances are I'm not going to get malnutrition. If you are sickly, look at your basic diet and say, another thing is you have to have nuts, and some fish. Okay, now another thing that's going to go up is cars because of the production costs and the parts, if you can even get some of the parts, and gas. They're saying gas is going to inflate possibly to $6 a gallon, which is going to drive people to Tesla. Expect hyperinflation to do with transportation. Okay, cash. Okay, in every recession I've been in, no one had me cash. I had some. I didn't have much, but it was enough to get me a nice little house one time. Okay, so now expect inflation in houses because we're having a hard time getting lumber and the wage is going up. Everything is inflating. Okay, so now I want to talk to you guys about a little bit about some food. Let's see, where did I put this? Okay, I want to talk to you. Okay, so in a day, you would want to try and earn a little money. It doesn't have to be that much. This is why I started this when I retire. See this lovely dress? This is cute, you guys. See this cute? I sold one of these cute dresses, one of these cute sundresses. I don't sell them for too much. I don't buy them for too much. Mainly I'm looking for like a $10 or $15 item. And then I mentioned these great books. You can get these in thrift stores really cheap. And what you can do is you can keep them. This is a great cookbook. And I sell those about $10. And then, you know, I have costume jewelry. Remember this guy? $3. Somebody will buy him. Okay, so now, okay. These things will stretch your budget. Potato salad. Coleslaw. Let me give you my coleslaw recipe. I had this. This is good. I still got some in there. So I don't have, here it is. Now this is high in sugar, but in our family we always use pickles and pickle juice in place of the sugar, or else just like a tablespoon of sugar. This is so you don't run out of food. So you're not sitting in the house with no food. That's not happening. Okay, so now coleslaw and macaroni salad. Today I bought, this is the good one for macaroni salad. With some mustard and salt and pepper. That's going to give you a good macaroni salad. If you have onions, carrots, green peppers. Macaroni and cheese. You've seen me make that 1,000 times. I love it. It's so much better. Homemade soup. All kinds of homemade or canned soup's fine. Sandwiches. Ruthie, what are you up to? Nothing. Sandwiches are cheap. It's good enough for the royalty. Sandwiches for lunch. And if you make them at home, they're so much cheaper. Fruit, fresh, frozen, or canned, or dried. Vegetables, fresh, frozen, or canned. So take a look at these and just pick up a couple every now and then. Okay, sweet potatoes canned, dehydrated potatoes, and they're saying the price of cola is going up. They have huge stores of cola, so it won't go up for a while, but it will go up, and coffee will dramatically go up. If I was a coffee drinker, which I have enough bad habits, I would be putting the big cans in the stockpile. And then my whole house would be washed away by the reservoir, and hopefully my cans would survive. Hopefully I would survive. Okay, so now let's talk about how we're going to reduce our food. Okay, today I bought this bread, and this is 22 pieces of bread, but they count the heels as bread. So basically 10 sandwiches. So in a month, you would need approximately for one person 3 loaves of bread for 1 sandwich a day, unless you had some toast and eggs, and you know. So if you bought your bread, just your bread marked down, 3 loaves would be $3 if you bought cheap bread, or $1.50. So you would be able to buy 6 loaves of bread as opposed to 3. This is how finding this stuff and doing it habitually is gonna save you. Eggs, 60. Okay, I was at Aldi's and I saw the eggs were 95 cents. So you need about 5 dozen eggs. So, Aldi's is probably the cheapest. Also butter. When you start making your stuff from scratch and you put your butter in it, and you're drinking milk, you're not starving all the time and you're less likely to pig out. Let me give you a shot of this. So you guys, they're after, oh, I forgot the most important thing. They're after our money, for sure. How about the sneaky tax? That is not counted in. Capital gains. So you think, I'm going to buy myself a lot of stocks? I'm going to buy myself property? I'm going to be rich. Yeah, after you pay the government 40% now. Okay, also, you don't have to be rich. You're going to be paying income tax, sales tax, properties tax, and this one, estate tax. Then, on top of that, you have medical, dental, and vision. Get the idea how the inflation is going to rape you of your money, basically. And then I have down here tithing. So if you pay tithing. Now, it has been suggested by some, and I'm actually considering this, that in the days of Joseph, he paid a 20% tax. And so, just like the other day when the reservoir didn't flood my house, I was giving praise to the Lord, let me tell you. So I am considering the tithe. So maybe you're going, oh, okay, I'm sure. I have $1,000 a month and they're taking 200 of my dollars in inflation, and then I'm going to pay another 20%, and that's going to leave me. That's no way to be done. Okay, when my son was a little boy, this is why I am considering it, because I have actually lived this before. At the end of the year, people would say, how do you do it? And the truth was, God provided for me. So I am considering the tithe. And so that's why I put it last, because, you know. Okay, you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you wish. And God bless you all.